Hello my darlings, welcome to this video. So in this video we're going to be talking about negative timelines and apocalyptic dreams and how that can actually be positive so that you can shift yourself to where you want to be. If you have not had any apocalyptic dreams or really had any experiences or like feelings of kind of negative energies or negative timelines, this moment right now is an opportunity for you to actually click off of this video, because one of the things that's very important as I talk about this subject is that what you ingest is what you invest into. And so if it's not up for you, don't go into it. It might be interesting, fascinating, you know, kind of like dramatic and stuff, but that's what we need to get over. And so if this isn't something that is up for you and you're in a really light place, get off this video. And actually on Tuesday I'm going to be talking about positive timelines and how to really tune into those and integrate them in an amazing way. And so stay tuned for that. So part of this is really learning to discern and to let yourself say no. And it's like, well, I like Bridget, you know, I like her videos. I know you love me, you know? But there's times where if it's not resonant or it's not relevant, please don't do it. So that's the first thing, okay? So this is your moment. This is your timeline choice. If it's not relevant for you right now, it's okay. I'm giving you permission. Click off. And if it is relevant for you now, we will chat. So if you're still on here, you have had some kind of experience lately that's negative. And how do we work with that? How do we integrate these energies? Well, first of all, it's a good thing because it's showing you the counterbalance polarity, right? So if we understand the negative, woo, pendulum swing, then we have, ooh, the full embodiment to counterbalance it on the positive side. So in a way, with this whole like awakening and stuff, we're actually polarized to the positive. So we actually are acting out a polarity, interestingly enough. And so by witnessing the negative, it's very easy actually to find the counterbalance in the positive. And once we really harness the positive, then we can come to balance between the two. So ultimately it's balance. But the idea is that on this negative front, why is this coming up? What's going on? Well, for one, it could mean that you're actually on a timeline that is going down a negative path. Now don't freak out about it. You're getting warning signs. So that's a good thing. So for instance, like if you're having apocalyptic dreams, a lot of people do. I have. You know, when I was in Los Angeles, it was like, oh my God, that tsunami, you know, from the Pacific came and it totally like washed us out. Then I went to some like camp, like FEMA camp. It was bad, you know, so like I've had those dreams. So what that's doing is saying, here's a little indicator. You need to go in another direction. You need to make change, or else there's going to be huge ramifications for what you're choosing. So it's an opportunity. Look at it as an opportunity, and it's nothing to freak out about. And also, one of the reasons that these apocalyptic things come up is because most of us have had big Atlantean lives where we probably misused energy, and it's a karmic reminder being like, hey, you did this before, don't do it again. So it's kind of beautiful in that way to remind ourselves that we've been through these decision-making timings before and we've had full power to change the outcome, and we haven't. So really honoring that and taking that in is critical so that we can choose again. So it really all comes down to choice, and that's what we're going to be talking about in the next upcoming video about positivity. Is it's all about choice, and if you have the full spectrum to tune into, then you can know what to choose. So the negative spectrum's important. One video I'm going to recommend is Patrick's new video about asking yourself the right questions, and this will help navigate you to positive outcomes, because the question you ask is the vibration that you then receive. So go over to his video and watch that. Now, some other things. As I was at the Cosmic Awakening conference, it was steeped in Draco questions. I did a Q&A for a group, and it was all like, these Draco beings are appearing to me, and what do I do? And for the most part, honestly, I'm done with needing to navigate through these darker energies. And the more that like I create content for them, it like builds that more in my field. It's like what you put out is what you get back, of course. And so I'm like, you know what? I know that everyone needs this right now, and I've gotten the message to do it, so that's why I'm doing this video. And I'll do more to come for sure. But I really, whether it gets more likes or views, I'm gonna go positive, okay? So I hope that you're okay with that, because that's where I'm going. That is what I'm choosing. And I've noticed that the positive videos get far less views. So just kind of witness that in yourself. It's interesting. Okay, so going back to now the Draco, or if you've been perceiving negative timelines, some of you have the ability to tap in and you've experienced like crazy darkness, or certain beings, certain counterparts that are hyper negative. Again, this is a beautiful opportunity to decide what you're gonna do with these energies. And I'm gonna give you an example of something that happened to me so that you can understand what you could do and how you could integrate the experience yourself. So, quite a few years ago, Los Angeles. Interesting, right? That these are both happening in a city. Just putting that out there. I was doing ecstatic dance like, 2 or 3 times a week. It was amazing. And one of my good friends, we went romantic, and we were wildly making out in a car. And this energy, it was insane. This dark, like, energy just started to come through me, like this animalistic, like, reptilian energy, and then it started to come through him, and both of us were at a place of spiritual development where we both could witness it, and we were like, what the is going on? This is insane. Like, it's bad, like really bad dark, but it wanted to be fed, and so we both went into this meditation together. Like, immediately we just stopped what we were doing and we're like, what in the hell is this? So we went into this meditation, and I could see it was like deep reptilian, kind of underworld, Illuminati stuff, and quite clearly it was both of us in another timeline, in another life. So it was like a parallel life, and we were like, oh my god, like, this is crazy. So we sent it as much light as we could, and we really honored it, and we really took it in, and we're like, whoa, we need to look at this. And we did, and we did a lot of work with it, and then it went away, and it just disappeared. Like 6 months later, I'm living in London. Interesting again that it shall come up in this area. And I go to a friend's house, and, well, before I went to the friend's house, I'm sleeping, and again, the same energy comes up, and I'm like dreaming in these like Victorian, like underground, medieval situations where there's like the human sacrifice and blood, and I mean, as dark as it gets, and I'm like, what the is going on here? And so I just, again, woke up and I was like, oh my, what is this? And the next day I go to my friend's house, and I hadn't heard of David Icke at the time. I didn't know much about this. And he's like, I had to show you this video. I had to show you this video. So he sits me down, I watch this David Icke video, and the lady talks about her experiences, with the Illuminati or whatever, all this Draco stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, that's exactly what I was tapping into. And for a good few weeks, I was kind of in shock, and I was like, damn, something's really off? Like, why am I experiencing this? And I finally came to the point again where it's like, I must choose light. And it became this like really strong conviction in me. The other thing that had happened is it was like, wow, I have been dark. And in a way, because you can tap into a time where you were really dark, darkness is taken. Like, that role, that expression of your soul is already inhabited. It's already definitely being played out as well as it could be. So, what is only left is for you to embody your counterpart aspect, which is freaking super light. So in a way, it's like, I don't need to go express that other energy. It's already being taken care of in existence. I can just be light. And actually, it's really critical for me to be light because I am the opposite side of the spectrum of that soul aspect. And so it can be a really good thing in that way. And as I had these realizations, and as I truly decided to choose light, all of that energy dissipated, all the energy went away. It's and since then, which was, I don't know, like 6 years ago, nothing. I don't have any of those kinds of dreams. I don't have any apocalyptic stuff. And yet, there's always this reminder of like, be on it, you know, like keep moving, keep shifting, keep choosing what you want, because we're being given opportunities all the time. And that's actually the beauty of creation, because we are given free will. And yet, we already know who we're gonna be. So, it's all good. And one thing that's interesting to know as well is that negative counterpart, that negative being, they're aware of you, but not necessarily in a way that they're just wanting to take your light. But in some cases that's true. But in the way that you're influencing them. You're giving them the availability to choose. And in ways, a lot of certain beings are coming to certain people to ask for help towards the light. So if you are strong enough, it's totally okay to support those beings, just as long as you are strong. And my other advice would be that it's very important to practice working with these different energies. That doesn't mean you need to go looking for them. They'll find you when you're ready. You know, your higher self will put things into play. So always be sure to practice working with all different kinds of beings and energies, and not be scared or run away from it, but really anchor into your own light, into your own being, and face whatever it is. And of course, the more light we become, the more dark we perceive. And that as we become more light and make decisions towards positive timelines, those kinds of things don't exist in our reality. Or if they do pop in because we're perceiving more, because we're more light, then it'll just be instantly, like, you know, transmutable or movable. It won't be a thing because you'll be that much more strong and full. So just note that the more positive you go, and that's not naive positivity too. That's, oh no, this video is about negativity. How did I get into positivity? Oh, Bridget. But the idea is that the more positive you become, but not just like on like a surface level, but like even in your unconscious. And that's part of it, why this negativity does come up, is because it's in our unconscious. So it needs to come up. It's actually in us if we're experiencing it. And the sooner we can be like, dude, I am owning that this is coming up for a reason and that this is mine, the more quickly we can integrate it and go towards light. So just know that it is yours and it's coming up, and they're you, these beings are you, these timelines are you. And as you embrace that in the way of understanding what it is, acknowledging it, the sooner you can shift and choose towards positivity. So ultimately, my negativity video has turned into positivity, because that's the direction that I'm choosing to go. So there's a lot more on these subjects, of course, but if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm open to doing additional videos. I would like to go towards how to be more positive rather than how to fight the darkness. This is kind of where that Patrick's video comes in. It's like, what questions are you asking? Because that's the reality you'll get. So thanks so much for watching. The next one will be all about positive timelines, and I'm interviewing my friend that was at our Sedona adventure named Allison, and she's epic, and she had a pretty cool experience about going to a positive Earth timeline. And so that's going to be a really good conversation and something to tap into, because it's really important to create these anchors to go towards. And sometimes we have anchors that we need to go away from, but it's really important to set our sights on something so we know what to align with, and that's what I'm going to be getting into in that next video. So come back for that, okay? And if you like videos like this, please, of course, like and share and subscribe and spread the word. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you Tuesdays and Saturdays with new videos, and I love you very much. Have a happy day. Sweet dreams.